Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Kathy Spiers, the chair of the Paraparaumu Raumati Community Board, joins us now. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, John.
I understand that you're... I see the sun's just gone behind a bit of cloud, at least where I am, but you were in the sunshine and sheltering from the wind. Bit of a nasty southerly this morning.
I'm still in the sunshine down here, John.
Okay, well, that's great. Of course, you're living down on Paraparaumu Beach, and that's a wonderful place to be. I believe that you were Zooming about recently. You had a Zoom meeting in the community board.
We did last week. We had a couple of grants on the table. So we gave a grant to Kapiti Age Concern for a banner, the flying banner, to promote themselves.
Yes.
But also they applied for, we encouraged them to apply for some funding because they're now at home, the staff phoning up all their members. It's costing quite a bit of money for their cell phones. So we granted them $200 to cover cell phone costs as well.
Very good, very good.
Yes, and the next grant was to Kapiti Primary School for $500 for a navigator position for a whānau wellbeing hub.
Goodness.
At Kapiti Primary School. It's a pilot scheme looking at supporting families to be resilient and self-sufficient. So that was really good.
That's interesting. Is the navigator, Kathy, is the navigator a kind of a facilitator, a person to help people negotiate?
Yes, it's somebody to support parents and caregivers to learn more about positive approaches to parenting and offering support to find the right resources.
I believe you also had an update on the annual plan at that meeting. Have things changed since Level 4 was established?
Well, I think councillors, I know you'll talk to Mayor Guru shortly.
Yes, I will be.
They'll have more on this. But I know councillors and the Mayor are meeting on Thursday to discuss the annual plan. It's an all-day meeting. So there's a couple of options. They have a zero rate base increase, or just go with the year 3 of the long-term plan with a 3.8% increase. So that's all up for discussion on Thursday.
Okay, fair enough. Kathy is also the chair of the KHAG, the Health Advisory Group, and done a fantastic job over the years, and we haven't talked about that very much. But Kathy, health very much is at the forefront of people's thoughts now, I suppose as always, but especially now. Health is such an enormous concern around the country, and particularly with people of a certain age, and the aged care community sector obviously has got some enormous challenges at the moment. Have you heard any rumblings of concern or any possible issues emerging in health, particularly with older people recently?
Yes, I have. I had a call from one of the older people who's receiving home support. I spoke to her and her support worker. They both had concerns. At the time, the support worker was concerned because they shower older people in close quarters. They had gloves, but no masks or anything, or sanitizer or anything else. So I think that's been sorted now. But there's also an issue around how many support workers are going into the people's homes, older people's homes. This person had about 4 or 5 coming in, and she felt that there's too many support workers going from house to house to house. So her and her friend were getting through to, this was Access, to see if they could change the rosters to make sure that they had maybe 1, maybe 2 going to the one home, client, to make it safer. Otherwise, their fear was that it was going to spread, but not only to the people that they were supporting, but also taking it back to their families.
So it's about risk minimisation, really, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yes. So
when you think about it, Kathy, those support workers, they go into many homes, and assuming they are kitted out, as they should be, with adequate personal protection equipment, this PPE we're hearing so much about, would they have to have a change of PPE at every visit?
Well, I'm hoping so. I would think so. Otherwise, they're taking the germs from the gloves and the mask to the next house, aren't they?
So this means a lot of PPE required, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. But they're telling us that they've got the supplies, so I'll follow up on that for next week and see how they're getting on with it all.
And yes, that's very much, as you say, it is close contact work. It has to be. There's no way you can observe your 2 metre social distance in this kind of situation.
No.
And, of course, the whole health issue very much up in the air at the moment. You've been dealing with the DHB. I assume that contact is minimal at the moment because, let's face it, the DHB, the hospital sector, it's in high gear and there's a lot of work going on.
There is. I asked for an update on what the definition of a health hub for Kapiti is, and also what phase 2 is of urgent care after hours. And I've been told that they're just too busy to give me an update. But then I also heard Dr. Ashley Bloomfield talking about these roving testing stations for the COVID. So I emailed through and said, I know we've got one in Kapiti, there's one in Paraparaumu, there's one in Otaki, but you have to go through Healthline or your GP.
Yes.
So I emailed BHB and I said, in Kapiti, are we going to have one of these roving ones as well, mobile ones? Well, I haven't had a reply back. That's about a week ago.
Okay.
So that's how busy they are.
Oh, they are. There's no doubt about that. And just between you and me, I think you're doing a sterling job, and we just hope that we can get back to some of this very important business as usual, because the kinds of things you have been saying for years have all come true at the moment. We do need more local care. There's no doubt about that, and haven't we proved it in the last few weeks?
Oh, absolutely. Once we get out of this lockdown and back into some kind of normality, it's going to be full steam ahead, and we need to sit down with the DHB and look at, things won't be the same because we obviously need more improved health services in Kapiti.
No doubt about that.
It needs to happen.
And you now have more ammunition to use at the next meeting, don't you, Kathy?
Totally, absolutely.
Lovely to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, John.
There we are. She is the chair of the Kapiti, the Paraparaumu, the Raumati Community Board firstly, but also the Kapiti Health Advisory Group, KHAG.
106.3 Beach FM.